Welcome back to the deep dive. So today we are digging into the future of artificial intelligence, but we're looking past just the speed, the raw processing power. The core finding from our sources is this. The long-term value of AI, it hinges not just on what it can do technically, but on the ethical foundations it's built on.
That's the pivot point, isn't it?
Mm.
We're moving past the question of if AI can do something, and we're starting to ask if it should.
Exactly.
And our mission here is to really unpack why it's so urgent for corporations to embed ethics right into AI development and, what the best practices actually look like on the ground.
We're often so focused on how fast the AI is running that we forget to ask if it's running in the right direction. So what are the specific ethical tripwires that are demanding this shift right now?
Well, the real complexity kicks in when these systems become autonomous. We're facing huge challenges, things like algorithmic bias, for one,
Right.
intense privacy concerns, and I think crucially the question of accountability for autonomous decisions. I mean, if an AI system makes a bad call, who takes the blame? The design team, the company that deployed it. That's why you need proactive measures.
And that proactive measure is this idea of ethics by design. But, given the lightning speed of development, is it really realistic to embed ethics at every single stage?
It absolutely has to be. There's no other way. Ethics by design basically moves ethics from being a sort of a compliance check at the end of a project.
A box-ticking exercise.
Exactly. To being an integral part of the architecture itself. Think of it like building audit trails for every decision. And we're seeing major organizations like Deloitte or IBM really championing this. They treat ethics as a driver of trust, not just a regulatory hurdle.
Speaking of hurdles, there is a lot of external pressure pushing this, isn't there?
Oh, massive pressure.
The European Commission's ethics guidelines, for instance, they're pretty non-negotiable, emphasizing human oversight, robustness, fairness. It's forcing companies like Google and Microsoft to go public with their responsible AI plans.
And that external pressure links directly to the two main reasons why this is so critical for businesses. First one is, well, it's non-negotiable. Building and maintaining public trust. Consumers, stakeholders, they need assurance that these systems are being used fairly. A framework from PwC really highlights that transparency is just crucial for this.
Okay, so that's the market need. The second reason must be more about long-term success than not just reputation.
It drives sustainable innovation. It really does. These ethical considerations, they act as guardrails. They guide development toward good outcomes, and they mitigate these huge operational risks. If you skip the ethics now, you are risking massive reputational damage, fines. Maybe the whole project gets derailed later. And as Forbes points out, for this to really work, the commitment has to be top-down. Leadership has to drive it.
So looking ahead, the implications of this becoming widespread are huge. We'd be talking about far more robust, fair, and transparent AI systems, and that fosters greater public acceptance, which is really the only way the beneficial side of AI can accelerate in society.
That's right. And it also completely reshapes the workforce. When developers are grounded in these ethical principles, it actually simplifies things like regulatory implementation. It also forces companies to invest in internal training, to handle these dilemmas as they come up, to build a consistent moral compass.
But the largest implication you're pointing to here is on our education systems.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The source material is very clear on this. It demands a foundational shift in how we teach this stuff. We need a holistic approach that balances the technical, the coding skills with ethical reasoning, critical thinking, and a really deep understanding of human values. That's how we make sure the future of AI is guided by people, not just by technical potential.
So the final takeaway seems pretty clear. Corporate ethics are simply indispensable for building trustworthy, sustainable AI. It's about being proactive, investing in these moral considerations, and really fostering a sense of stewardship.
It is the foundation for everything. It really is.
So if responsible AI really requires balancing that technical skill with human values, here's a provocative thought for you to chew on. What foundational ethical principle, be it fairness, accountability, or maybe transparency, do you think is the most essential to guide the future of AI development? We'll see you next time on The Deep Dive.